I was saying I have an intro that goes dun dun dun. Um, I have it for you in the morning for the next live. Um, so good morning, good morning again. What are y'all reading? Somebody tell me what they reading. Um, so yeah, I'm sleepy again. I'm always sleepy when I come on here because real talk, like I be getting ready to go to bed in like the next hour or so. I wanna cut the grass. I feel like I should cut the grass before I go to sleep. But anyway, we'll see. Um, I finished the book I was reading, and the book I was reading was Made a Fool of Death. This was a good book. It was good. Akwaeke Emezi she's a good writer. She has an interesting style. Her style is um, it's very therapized. Like you feel like, you're just getting all the answers. You feel like someone is speaking in a way that's just the best way to think about these things. And this is a messy book. So, um, the language that she uses, has you, she helps to navigate these traumatic and messy human experiences. And that's why she's such a, like, celebrated and highly awarded, highly accredited author, because she does these things in a very skilled way. And this is, I, in this book, she said that this was her seventh book in her fifth genre. So that also in itself is just like quite an accomplishment, that she's written in so many different genres and written these awesome works in these different genres. So I would definitely recommend You Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty. I definitely would recommend it. I call it a possible, like not quite, almost doesn't count, because I didn't give it 5 stars, because honestly, I was weary of the language. Like, it was a very messy situation, and I was like, I wanted, I wanted more people to get cussed out. I wanted more people to get cussed out. I wanted more, like, tight boundaries and lines drawn, and who you talking to. I wanted more of that. And that's why these books are so important, because I realized that's probably not the best thing to do in a situation like this. It's probably not the best thing to be like, this is my house. I make the rules. Like, those kind of old ways of thinking. A book like this helps you understand that those old ways don't necessarily serve us in our relationships. The goal should be to hold on to the relationships, or, for the relationships to survive. Um, so yeah, there's lots of good gems in Emezi's books. They have very so now I'm interested to read the synopsis. I realize I'm gonna start reading synopses. I'm gonna start reading what these books are about and stop going in blind, and see if that helps my cause, because uh, especially after I'm done with this challenge and I'm reading, like, I'm just reading things that I want to read when I want to read them. Yeah, I'm gonna start, like, maybe get using the cheat sheet that is, the blur, the little synopsis on the back of the book. Um, I can tell you what this one's about. It's a romance. This is like what? This is my third romance. No. This month I have read, is that a romance? One, two. Is that a romance? Yeah, this is my third romance this month. I don't know what's going on, but that's neither here nor there. Faye Atacola wants to learn how to be alive again. It's been 5 years since the accident that killed the love of her life, and she's almost a new person now. An artist with her own studio, sharing a brownstone apartment with her best friend, who insists it's time for Faye to get back into the dating scene. So she meets a guy and they go on a work trip that's also like back to his hometown. And when she meets his father, she falls for his father. So that is the mess. That is the mess that happens that makes up the story of this book. It is, yeah, very. It had the potential to be very, very messy, violently messy. But everybody made it. It's not a tragedy. Um, so that was good. I think I did want to. One of the things that I noticed that I really appreciated about the language of this novel is how she talks about being alive. And there's so many parts in the book where she literally says, like, the narrator, the main character literally says, and she's not the only one. There are people in the book that literally say, I'm alive and therefore blah blah blah. Am I'm alive and this. And they're dealing with heavy grief. They're dealing with heavy things, heavy loss. So to preface the things that they do by saying, I'm alive and therefore I such and such, fill in the blank. It was hitting me. It made me feel like, dang, I'm alive. What am I doing? I mean, it may seem kind of superficial, but it does. When you read it over and over, you see like, yeah, like, yeah, you're alive. Do the thing. Go ahead and do it because you can. So I like that about this book, and I felt like that was an interesting thought to put on my mind about this book. So I I'm gonna give it a 4.5 star. I'm not always gonna tell you all my star rating because I'm not really into star ratings that much, but I just didn't give it a 5 because, like I said, I wanted things were so therapized and things were so sanitized and like so correct in such a messy situation. It was dealt with so correctly that I it was too much. It was like too much for me in certain points. So yeah, that's what kept it from being a 5 star. And I don't really have a lot of hope for this next half, or this next book. But obviously, since I'm in the throes of a competitive um, reading challenge, that does not involve me getting 5 stars. I'm really just going for quantity and not quality in this challenge. So I'm not thinking that this next one is going to be a 5 star, but we'll see. We'll see. It's The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett. This is next up on my list. No one responded to my poll, but that's fine. I ended up needing to pick this anyway because there are people at my library that are waiting on these books. this is a audio book that someone is waiting on, and this is my own personal copy. These are both my copies of these both books, and I'm definitely going to keep this one. And I'm probably going to read it again when I have more time. It was really sweet and tender moments in this book that I'm that I yeah that I will be getting back to. But let me read you what it says about the vanishing half. Twins, inseparable as children, ultimately choose to live in two very different worlds, one black and one white. The Vignes sisters will always be identical, but after growing up together in a small southern black community and running away at age 16 is not just the shape of their daily lives that is different as adults, it's everything, including their racial identities. Many years later, one sister lives with her black daughter in the same southern town she once tried to escape. Across the country, the other secretly passes for white, and her white husband knows nothing of her past. Still, although separated by so many miles and just as many lies, the fates of the twins remain intertwined. What will happen when their own daughter's storylines intersect? Interesting. Please be a 5-star. But either way, I'm just ticking off my books in this challenge, just banging them out, banging on through them. These two are kind of long. Like this one was 10 hours. Let me see. Yeah, this one was 10 hours, and this one is gonna be 12 hours. So I'm gonna get started. Yeah, because hopefully, these are like my last two long books. Hopefully, the ones that come up after this are not as long. Which, you know, not like I'm trying to get two done in a day or anything, but hey, maybe I can use some more credits and get some more of these videos out the way if I do it that way. Whatever. We'll see what happens. Um, yeah. Let me go cut the grass. Y'all, happy reading.